Hey there, I'm Jimmy Dillon, back with another acoustic lesson. This is one of my favorite all-time songs. It's a classic epic tune by Bob Dylan. It's called Knockin' on Heaven's Door. Now I call this one humorously a three-chord wonder, although there is a fourth chord that you can add to it, which I'll show you. But this one's in the key of G. We start out, for you beginners, with the G chord. We know that by now. And then a D chord, then an A minor chord, back to a G chord. So those are the three chords in the song. Now I'm going to show you a strumming pattern that I like to do on this one. I like to do a little bounce on this Dylan tune, so I start out hitting the low G string when I strum. Okay? Then I hit an open D string, followed by the D chord, and an open A string, followed by the A minor chord. Now this is what it sounds like in process when I'm actually singing the song. Mama, take these guns away from me. I can't shoot them anymore. Getting dark, too dark to see. Feel I'm knocking on heaven's door. And then the chorus gets a little bigger. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Here you can add the C chord if you want to. So that's what I call a really easy strumming three-chord wonder. Now that's one you can sing along with, a couple guitars or a whole band as you like. I think Guns N' Roses did a cover of it. That song originally, by the way, was written for a movie called Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid. And that starred Chris Christopherson. And actually Bob Dylan was in the movie. A little bit of trivia for you. So back to the actual bones of the song. If you can get this, if you're a beginner, you understand, it's just a simple G chord, a D chord, and an A minor. Now, if you're a little slightly more advanced player, maybe intermediate, we can take this, I call it a cowboy chord, and it's the same G chord. But what I do is I take my third finger and I fret the third fret on the B string, gives you a D note. The pinky is tucked right under it for the high G on the third fret of the E string. What that sounds like, as opposed to this chord, which is fine, when you hit this one, it's a little more chimey. Hear that? It's one I like to use, and on this song, if you're able to do that, it's a good one. Now the other move I want to show you that's kind of important, and it's what I call connective tissue, would be when you get to your D note, your D chord I should say, you can hammer on your pinky here. That's always a nice little touch. Or you can hammer on your second finger to the second fret of the E string and go. That's also a good one. You've heard James Taylor do that a lot. Then on your A minor chord here, if you want to get just a slight little bit, you want to sort of embellish what you've got, lift your third finger up from that A minor chord, and you're going to get an A minor 7, which is a nice voicing. What that does is it sort of implies a C chord. So if you don't want to do the C chord at all at the end, you can just simply hit the A minor and then lift up your third finger, and that implies the C chord and back to G. So it's still three chords. If you want to hit the C chord, it happens at the end of the chorus. Knock, knock, knocking on heavens, then a C chord. Now on the C chord, you can either hit this C, which is a classic C that we all know, or you can do what I call the cowboy version. In this case, it's a cowboy song. You put your third finger on your low G note, third fret, low E, and then play your C chord with your pinky playing the third fret of your A string. So it sounds like this. So here's what that sounds like if we do all the embellishments, the chimey G chord, and little hammer-ons. And this is for someone who's a little bit more intermediate, I would say, even advanced, because these are things that a lot of people don't know. So if you do it with the chimey G chord, hammer on, and lift the third finger up, you'll notice that I do it a little slightly different strum there. Kind of kick it. I'm still doing the target notes. I'm going to do everything I showed you and sing along. Knockin', knockin', knockin' on heaven's door. So there's your 3-chord wonder, 4 chords if you choose, if you put the C in there. Knockin' on Heaven's Door, covered by everybody and their brother, but a great classic Bob Dylan song, and one that you can sing along with your friends, play with another guitarist, as you wish. Hope you enjoyed it.